Well, let's bring in Tanya Harrison. Now, she is fellow at University of British Columbia's Outer Space Institute and the Aurelia Institute. She joins us by Skype from Seattle. Thank you very much for being on Al Jazeera. Now, first of all, this seems like a hugely ambitious timeline. I mean, what chances do you rate everything being ready by then?
You've got kind of two end spectrum ideas here. You know, SpaceX wants to move extremely quickly, hoping to go by 2030. I think that's extremely ambitious. The NASA timeline is probably realistic for NASA, but it still feels a little bit slow compared to the pace that we're seeing in the commercial space sector. So I think somewhere in between there is what's going to end up being the reality for when humans actually set foot on Mars.
Who at this stage is in the lead, though?
That's a tough one. I think I would say SpaceX is making a lot of progress in this area, and they have the advantage of being able to keep a singular vision and focus, because when you're working on a company side, the company can decide what they're going to do and what they're going to focus their money and time and resources on. Whereas political entities like NASA, they get pulled at the whim of every presidential administration. And so it can be really hard to do these large, ambitious projects that span multiple presidential administrations, because if you have a new party come in and they don't want to continue what was happening before, it can be kind of two steps forward, one step back when you're trying to do things like this in space.
What at this stage is the biggest hurdle to a successful mission? Obviously, a mission like this is extremely complex and complicated, but if there's one thing that might hold it up, what would it be?
It's really the human factor side of things. The technology, we know, we've kept humans alive in space on the space station for 25 years now. We know how to launch rockets. We've got big rockets in development that can get humans to Mars. But understanding the psychological impact of being completely isolated from Earth on a journey that could be multiple years long, how the radiation environment and lower gravity in space is going to affect humans, and how do you feed these people and keep them happy and healthy and giving them nutrition on this whole journey is really tricky. That's not something that we have a lot of experience with, since everything we've done beyond low Earth orbit so far has just been a few days. And this is where having these stepping stones of going to the moon first can give us a little bit more experience in becoming more and more disconnected from Earth before we start trying to send really large missions of humans beyond the Earth-Moon system.
Okay, thank you so much. That is Tanya Harrison for us. She is a fellow at University of British Columbia's Outer Space Institute. Thank you.